Jim was always waiting for things to happen to him. He wanted a big promotion, he wanted a raise, he wanted to feel fulfilled. While he wanted many things, he did little to actually achieve those goals. Frustrated, he finally went to his manager, Dave, to demand answers as to why he wasn't getting what he wanted. This was the first Dave had heard of Jim's ambitions. He asked Jim why he never came to him for advice. Jim explained that he thought Dave would know what he wanted. Dave gave Jim some advice, saying, "Nothing happens by chance. If you want something, you have to work for it. Reasonably, if you give nothing, you will get nothing." Jim had taken Dave's advice to heart and was trying to find ways to reach his goals. He initially stumbled in his efforts as he had always been stuck in his comfort zone and never tried anything that made him uncomfortable. He researched how he could improve himself and found that many suggestions would jeopardize his comfort. Instead of ignoring his options, he decided to accept being uncomfortable when trying new things. As he learned and experienced more, he noticed that he was thinking differently than he used to. Previously, he had always thought in a straightforward, simple way. Now, he had begun thinking outside the box, or non-linearly, and had better, more creative results at everything he did. Craig, an account manager at a small firm, needs to implement a better system to improve sales efficiency. One problem is that management says that they'll put new leads in the system, but the sales team is still lacking leads. Another issue is that sales are confirmed, but transactions aren't happening for weeks after the fact. Craig decides to call a meeting with management and the department leads. He asks them to explain why they thought the errors were occurring. Craig found that the main issue was a lack of communication between the departments. He explained that for everyone to do their job, they all had to be in the loop. Over the next few weeks, sales efficiency doubled. Ronnie is a union mediator and was meeting with representatives from an on-strike union and a business in order to resolve their conflict. The union was asking for a 10% raise in pay. The business representative refused, citing that profits weren't high enough to support a raise of that size. Ronnie had a difficult decision to make. On one hand, the business might fail and cost everyone their jobs. On the other, the employees needed a living wage. She considered both viewpoints before suggesting that rather than a raise, the employees could receive a small percentage of the company's annual profits at the end of the year. Both parties agreed that her solution was very reasonable.
There was an open position in management at Jane's company. She knew that in order to show she should be promoted, she needed to improve her skills and implement them. She decided to take a class on critical thinking skills and learned about finding different perspective and many skills that would be beneficial for a manager to have. When Jane returned to office, Steve and John were in an argument. She decided now would be a good time to use her skills. She offered to moderate for them and help the two communicate their issues to each other and promoted a positive resolution. Her boss took note of her new skill set and decided she'd make an excellent manager.
Dale, a marketing intern for a mid-sized furniture company, was creating a SWOT analysis to present to his boss and to show he was capable. He thought he knew the company's strengths and weaknesses, thinking that he knew enough about the business. He asked his colleagues about opportunities for expansion, but didn't ask their opinion about threats. When he presented his analysis to Anne, she asked him why the threats section was so sparse and why he thought the company had a strong hold in the national market. It turns out that the company wasn't financially strong enough to expand further, and he had wasted his time. Next time, Dale made sure to evaluate his findings more fully. Brett was a financial officer in a medium-sized company. The owner of the company, Jared, uses their intuition when making decisions. He bases decisions on how he feels and acts quickly. Initially, Jared's way of doing business worked. Now that the economy has changed and Brett's concerned about the company's spending, Jared, however, is still making decisions in the same manner. Recently, Jared has requested funds to purchase several hybrid cars for company use. Brett explained that kind of spending was unsustainable in the market. When Jared initially protested, Brett explained that making decisions based on emotions isn't a good idea. He pointed out the recent dip in profits, and Jared agreed that he'd need to change. Ian was part of a team of managers for a large software company that was tasked with finding a way to reduce the number of returns made due to defective products. No department wanted to take the blame. Ian suggested they hold a meeting to speak about responsibility. When the department leads arrived at the meeting, Ian started by stating that a part of humility is knowing to own up when you're wrong. He reminded them that they were all a team, and for a team to work, everyone must be pulling their part. At the end of the meeting, one department lead revealed that some of his members were unproductive and may have been the cause of the defects.
Kelly was taking a college course in chemistry, and her professor had assigned her to an experiment. There were 4 large bottles of clear liquid, labeled 1 and 4, and 1 bottle of white liquid. She was to mix the liquids together until the solution changed to pink. She tried mixing the white liquid with each larger bottle, but nothing happened. At first, she was stumped. Had her teacher given her the wrong ingredients? As she thought about it, she realized that she should try mixing more than 2 liquids together. When she mixed the liquids from bottle 1 and 2 together, and then added the white liquid, it turned orange. Thinking logically, she soon found the correct combination.
Phil, the owner of a strip mall, has noticed that the economy is recovering and people are spending more. He wants to increase overall profits by having a widely publicized sale, but he needs all of the retailers to participate. He decides to call a meeting with the business owners to discuss the situation. He details the spending trend and number of shoppers at the mall in the past 6 months and points to a spike in the past month. The holidays are coming up soon, and he suggests that this information may mean people will be open to spend extra money this year. He suggests they have a holiday sale and call it "Don't Let the Grinch Steal Christmas."